Hello and welcome to the Forever Living Business Opportunity. So my name is Debbie Nwangwa, and thank you for taking the time to have a look at what it is that we've got to offer today. So my background is in the oil and gas industry. I was in a corporate role with that industry for over 10 years when I looked at this opportunity. And I absolutely loved my job in my early 20s. And then my kids came along. So they had to go into full-time care from the age of 3 months old. I've got two boys who are now 12 and 15 at the time of recording this. So I did that because my job wasn't actually available part-time. So my kids had the opportunity to go to this nursery, and for me it was a killer because I didn't have my children for somebody else to have all of their firsts, so their first steps, their first words, their first weaning, everything. Somebody else had the joy of, experiencing that through my kids. So I did that because I thought I needed to do that in order to have nice things in life and buy nice things. We were never a family that went on, expensive holidays or anything else like that because we just couldn't afford it. So in 2010, my eldest son took a entrance exam for a private school, which was boys only, small class sizes, and a school that really excelled in sports and music. So I really wanted my children to go there. So he passed the exam and he was due to start in September 2010. So I knew I needed more money, but I didn't have time around a 50, 60-hour week. So I knew I couldn't go and get bar work. I knew I couldn't go and, clean offices first thing in the morning because I just didn't have the time to do that. So I needed something that was part-time, flexible, that I could do whilst the children were asleep, and something that I could possibly do online. So lucky for me, the Forever Living opportunity came in front of me in October 2010 through a friend of mine that had just started. And for me, I just thought, well, if I can earn £500 a month extra, very, very part-time, just by not watching television, then I'll do it. So I earned that money within about 8 weeks of joining the company. And I did my full-time career and Forever Living for 2.5 years, side by side. So just using half an hour here, half an hour there, like I say, when the children were asleep. And slowly but surely, it built up an income that was 3 times more than my full-time corporate job. And by this point, I'd now been in that job for 12 years. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I was in the position where I could actually sack the boss and give up that corporate job. And always, I always wanted to be that mum that was at all of the performances and the sports days and things like that, but I just couldn't do it. So about 5 years ago now, just over 5 years ago, was when I was able to be a full-time mum, and obviously do this business still very part-time around the school and their school times. In terms of what I'm able to do now, sort of 7 years later from joining this business, is that I don't miss anything. I'm one of a very few select parents that are able to go to absolutely every performance all around the country, whether it be sports or music or drama. So I'm now the mum that I always wanted to be. Life's thrown me a bit of a curveball, so I'm now a single parent as well. So I'm able to fully support my children with the 6-figure income that I've built up over the last 7 years in their private education and absolutely everything that they need. So it's very exciting, the next step of my journey, and I'd love to show you exactly what it is that we do and how we can help you too. So Forever Living, it says here, a global business allowing ordinary people just like you and me to achieve extraordinary results. So for me, life has completely changed beyond recognition from what I originally joined for. So what is it that's important to you? For me, it was about private education. And obviously once I'd achieved that for my children, then I started to look at, bigger houses, a nice car that didn't always break down and that I didn't have to worry about. So it could be that you're looking for extra income. It could be that you just want a better lifestyle. Like I said, for me, we didn't go on lavish holidays, but now I get 2 free holidays a year from the company, all paid for. And they give you spending money as well, which is just absolutely incredible. It could be that you're looking for pension. There's not much in the pension pot these days, and you have to put an awful lot of money into it to live the lifestyle that you live whilst you're in full-time work. It could be that you need more time as a parent, time to look after your parents. and just time to just enjoy things in life. You know, we're here for a very short time, so you absolutely have to enjoy it. It could be that you're starved of recognition. For me, I only got recognised in my old job for the things that I did wrong. So whether it be that I had done my expenses late, or I turned up to a meeting late, you know, I never got recognised for the things that I did really, really well, like working all weekend on a project or whatever else. And you might be in that same boat. It could be that you want career satisfaction. You want to be really proud of the hard work that you put into something. It could be that you love to travel. Like I said, I have had 14 free holidays to places like Singapore, Dubai, Johannesburg. Where have we just been? We've just come back from a trip to Dallas, celebrating the company's 40th birthday. So lots and lots of really amazing trips that I just never would have imagined before. It could be that you want better health, and that's exactly the industry that we're in. Or it could just be that you like to learn and you just want to help people with your learning skills. So this is our head office in Scottsdale, Arizona. And as I said, we've just celebrated our 40th birthday. So we've been around for a long, long time. And we've got offices in over 150 countries worldwide. And in every single one of those countries, we actually purchase a building like the one that you can see on screen for cash. So there's no mortgages, there's no debt. It's completely debt-free and cash rich, which again is something that you really don't hear much of these days. We're a multi-billion-dollar company because of the industry that we're in, which is the health and nutrition business. And that's because people are living longer lives and they'd like to live longer, healthier lives. And that's exactly the marketplace that we're in. The senior management team that were in place 40 years ago are exactly the same people that are in place today. So it's very much a family feel company, but on a global scale. So I'm based in the UK. So in the UK, we've been here since 1993, and you can see one of the buildings that we bought outright, which is called Longbridge Manor. And it's an old stately building. It's very much an open door policy. We've got sales of over 100 million. And I want you to remember that figure, because when I show you the marketplace, we still haven't even scratched the surface. We're like the best kept secret. We've got award-winning training and support. You don't need to think about how to run a business when you join us, because it's already set up for you to just run with it and start earning money straight away. We're also very proud to be investors in People Accredited and members of the Direct Selling Association, which is the governing body that looks after the industry. So there's 3 really big reasons why we've enjoyed 40 years of consistent growth. And it's because of the product range that we have. You know, like I said, people want to look healthier, live longer, healthier lives. And that is the industry that we're in. We've got a rapidly growing marketplace, which means that it's never going to die. It's not an industry that's here today and gone tomorrow. It's always going to be around and just keep growing and growing. And the business model that we have is proven and it works. So why Forever Products? We don't do any nasties. Basically, we own the whole process. So we've got no insecticides, pesticides, or artificial fertilizers. We are the #1 grower and producer of aloe vera-based products. So we are known as the Aloe Vera Company. We offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. So for me, not coming from a sales background, I was a bit worried about how I would recommend these products or how I would sell them to people without being a pushy salesperson. Well, with the 60-day money-back guarantee, it means that the company backs this. So if somebody doesn't like a product that you've recommended to them, or it just hasn't worked for whatever they wanted it for, then they get a complete full refund on the products. So there's absolutely no hard sell, because that is backed up by the company. So I knew I could recommend these products to people that I cared about, because if they didn't work, they could have their money back. And I don't know anywhere where that guarantee is in place anywhere else. So we hand harvest the aloe. It's all completely hand filleted. We only use the inner leaf gel, which is the goodness that comes from the plant. And that means that we've got a superior quality product, which is safe, it's natural, it's GM free. And you can see along the bottom there that we've got all of the certificates to prove the products and what they're filled with. So we've got the Leaping Bunny, which means we don't test on animals. None of the ingredients are tested on animals. We've got the 60-day money back guarantee, which I've already mentioned. We've got the Aloe Science Council, which means that it's tested every single year so that we can keep that seal of approval. We've got the Kosher, Halal and Islamic Society, which means that anybody of any faith or background can use these products with confidence. So I mentioned before about the marketplace that we're in. We're in vitamins and supplements. We're in skincare. We've got weight management. We've got sports and nutrition. These are multi-billion-dollar industries where people are spending money on these products every single day. And we only turned over 100 million. So we've still not even scratched the surface just in the UK. Now imagine all around the world. So this is the market value for what's spent just here in the UK. So the weight management is over 2 billion. The vitamins and supplements is 414 million a year. Skincare is 2.2 billion. Male grooming, which is growing, is 1.1 billion. And then you've got the sports and nutrition market, which is 356 million. This is what people are already spending today out on the high streets. So how do we distribute our products? So in shops, you've got a high investment. You've got to buy stock. You've got to pay staff. You've got no support. You've got absolutely no guarantee that it's going to work. You know, lots and lots of new businesses these days go out of business within the first 18 months, which is really, really sad when people have spent so much money setting that up. You've got really rigid and long hours. Most of the time, people that own companies these days don't actually pay themselves for a long time. Whereas what we do is called team marketing. It's a very low investment, and you're not investing in the company or investing in the product so that you can know how they feel, what they're like, so that you can recommend those with integrity. There's no stock. You don't hold any stock. You don't have any staff. There's full support, training. You can do it part-time, full-time. It is completely up to you. And the business model allows you to just pick it up and run with it from the day that you join. So the benefits of what it is that we do is it's global. So don't just think, who do I know in the country that you're listening into this today? You know, I'm based in the UK, but I've got business now in lots of different countries worldwide. Some of those I've never even been to because of the power of the internet. It's completely uncapped. So in a job, somebody else decides what you're worth. Regardless of how hard or how little you work, somebody else is in control of that. Whereas in this company, however hard you work is how much you get paid. So it's absolutely brilliant. It's also willable. So I've mentioned I've got 2 children. So when I'm not here anymore and my children are after I'm dead and gone, it just means that I sleep really well knowing that my kids are always going to be looked after. They'll get paid every single month from the income that I've already produced. So that just means that it's real lovely peace of mind. You get full training and support using the business building system that I mentioned earlier, and you absolutely decide your goals. So there's no targets or anything else like that other than the ones that you set yourself. So we ask you, how much do you want to earn? How quickly do you want to earn it? And how much time have you got to put into your business? And then we put a plan together for you as an individual. So part-time or full-time. So I'm classed as being full-time now and forever, and have been for the last 5 years. But when the children are off on holiday, I'm off on holiday. When the children get home from school, I down my tools and I'm there for them. I'm able to do dinner. I'm able to just be that mum that I always wanted to be, without the struggle of trying to get back on a motorway or whatever else I used to do before in the past. So it is literally very much wrapped around my children these days, until they're too old that they don't need me anymore. Incentives. So I've already mentioned 2 free holidays a year. It's absolutely incredible, the places that I've been to. Cancun was another one that I've been to, that it was just out of this world, and they treat you like royalty when you go on these trips. Chairman's bonus is an amazing incentive that they have, because we're all our own business owners. And chairman's bonus is a share of the company's profits that's given back to qualifying business owners every year. So I've just got back from Dallas and I received a chairman's bonus check, which was a well done for the work that I'd done in 2017, of $33,000. Now that was on top of the other 5 checks that I've had over the last 6 years. And that's come to over £300,000 just in a bonus. So that's just incredible for me. I don't know how many years I would have had to have worked. I think it's probably about 10 years I would have had to have worked for those. And that's just a bonus on top of the income that I get every single month. So car plan. So I always have a car that's paid for by the company as well, because I I achieved that incentive, and once you've achieved it, you're on it for 3 years. So it's a cash incentive. You don't have to put it towards a car, but I always do. You get loads and loads of recognition, like so much recognition, rewards, and tons of fun as well. So what we do is we develop about 20 regular customers, and that's going to give you about £200 to £400 a month. Now, some people just want to stop there and they just want a small customer base, and that just gives them a nice little extra income every single month to do with what they want to do with. So that's actually what I started for. About £400 or £500 is what I wanted. That then led me on to people asking what it is that I did. So it was really simple for me to just share the business opportunity with people, because they too wanted a bit extra cash every single month. So I found 5 key people to work with, which multiplies your time. So if you're putting in 10 hours a week and you've got 5 other people in your team putting in 10 hours a week, that's 60 hours going into your business that you get paid on. So that means you're then called a business leader, and you earn anything from £600 a month extra to £2,000 a month extra. So it starts to make a huge difference. So this, for me, at the top end of what you can see on screen, was more than I was earning in a 50, 60-hour week myself, not shared between 5 or 6 different people, so that I could be the mom at home. That then led me on to becoming a business leader, which meant that lots more people wanted to join the business. And then what Forever do is they pay you on the entire turnover of that team. So you never take money off your team. They can become more successful than you, which I've actually had in my business because they've worked harder than me. But what you get paid for is the whole turnover of that entire team. So that gives you an income of £2,000 to £20,000 plus per month. Now, I sit here with no qualifications. I left school and went straight into work because I didn't want to do college or university, and I hated studying. So for somebody to have earned over £20,000 in a month with no qualifications and just a strong work ethic, I just think is absolutely out of this world. So here's the check last year in Dubai. You can see my picture with my family on the bottom left-hand side, which I actually took my nan with me as well as my children on that trip. So we were awarded $51,000 last year, and that trip was in Dubai. So you can see some of the other checks that are bigger and some smaller. And again, it's just however hard you work, however many people that you help to build a business, is however big that check becomes. So over $26 million was given out in 2017, and around about the same amount was given out in Dallas just a few weeks ago for Chairman's Bonus. So it's an incredible incentive that happens every single year, and you know exactly how to achieve that. So Forever to Drive is what we call car plan, and that's an extra $6,300 a year to buy the car of your choice, or put it against your mortgage, or pay for school fees, or pay off debts, whatever you want to do with it. It's a cash incentive. I've already mentioned the global travel, but you also get spending money on a credit card when you get there. So you're not ever spending your own money. So again, it's just absolutely amazing going on these free trips. So to help you, we've got high quality training led by industry experts. So we've got advisory board members. So one is a doctor, one is a vet, one is a skincare specialist. So we've got lots and lots of people that help you with how to market the products and what you can say, and how to recommend them to people, what they're good for. And that's locally, nationally, and internationally as well. So there's always something going on. So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, it sounds too good to be true. Well, that's exactly what I thought. I thought somebody like me doesn't get things like that. They don't get to earn a 6-figure income. But the truth is, time and effort's required. It's a very simple business model, but time and effort is definitely required. You need to treat the business like a business, and be open to learning new skills. You need to embrace change. I've changed a lot in the last 7 years, and you need to commit to achieving your goals that's important for you and your family. So life's all about choices. The choices that you make today will determine your future. Now, what I would say to you is go back to the person who invited you to take a look at this opportunity. And I would also ask yourself one question. If you keep doing what you've already done, you will probably earn what you have already earned. And that was what I said to myself. I thought to myself, I've got nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain. So thank you for listening today, and I hope to speak to you soon.